Hello, I'm Stephen Hammond with Christian Values Investing. I'm here with Grayson Shaw. So, Grayson, tell us what's breaking the news today that has to do with the financial markets.
So, the Department of Justice has launched an investigation against Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. This is unprecedented to say the least. Can you tell us a little bit why the government and the DOJ may have taken the step in the first place?
Well, Grayson, there's a lot of speculation that Jerome Powell has ignored suggestions that they should lower interest rates. And I think more than anything, this is just to get his attention.
I think that you're right. It's a really interesting move because it's never been done before in this way. Jerome Powell even came out and said it was a political move, but I believe that there's going to be something behind this. It's a little bit interesting to see that the markets are expecting for there to be a rate freeze in February, and the president right now is saying, "Hey, I want you to go ahead and cut this," and really is a challenge to the Fed's authority. And just a little bit of background for some of our viewers: the Fed is almost like a fourth branch of government, but there are no checks and balances on it. And so, what the president right now is trying to do is say, okay, maybe I need to try to influence you a little bit. So, Steve, there have been some people talking about maybe this is government overreach. Can you tell us what you might think will come of this as far as the markets? Is there going to be a negative reaction to this?
I don't think so, Grayson. I think the market will look over this. I think a lot of the market sees it for what it is. It is unprecedented. It's never happened before. But I think the market will overlook this.
To be on the record, I don't think that he's going to be indicted, but he is being investigated for claiming that upgrades to the Fed building in New York were going to cost about $1.9 billion. He testified to that fact before Congress, and lo and behold, it's about $600 million extra dollars that end up being rung up in costs for that building. So I don't really think much is going to come of it. Maybe this is just kind of a move to get them in line, so to speak. Do you think that anything is going to come of this? Do you think that there is going to be a clear winner in this, we'll call it a feud? And do you think that there will be anything that'll change in the future as a result of this move?
Yes, I think the clear winner is going to be the President of the United States. The reason being, if you're looking at taking the place of Jerome Powell somewhere down the road, you know that you have to have a very clean track record. You have to have everything documented, because if you don't, they can come back and challenge you and make your life most miserable. So I think the winner of this is going to be the President of the United States.
Over the last few years, we've seen Powell come out and say things about inflation being transitory. Some people might give him credit for a soft landing. How would you rate his job on a scale of 1 to 10, and why do you think you would give him that rating?
Probably about a 5. The reason being is that the knowledge that the Federal Reserve has, they knew back when COVID was coming on board that this wasn't going to be transitory inflation. We knew it here. We done videos on it, that this inflation was going to be long lasting, which it has been. And it's been a lot more than what you've seen reported. And that's for another story. But it hasn't only been 5 or 6% inflation like's been reported. We've really had an inflation at a lot higher numbers. So I would give him probably no better than about a 5.
I think you're probably right on that. And it is interesting the fact that they're looking at not cutting interest rates now to keep inflation from running higher, but inflation has been down significantly. You look at it, it's around 2.5%, which is where it needs to be, and they just refuse to cut these interest rates while they let it run rampant over the last 5 years. And the crazy thing about it is the media is really covered for them. If you go on the Minneapolis Fed website and you look up the value increase or decrease of a dollar over the last 5 years since 2020, they say that it's only up that a dollar then is worth $1.25 now. And that's crazy because everything is so much more expensive than that. I challenge anybody watching to find something that's only up 25% in the last 5, 6 years, and I'll bet you can't. So I think it's fair to say he gets about a 5 because things could have been a lot worse, but inflation has definitely not been any joke. But until next time, we hope you enjoyed this content. Let us know if you want us to talk about anything particular, and we hope that God will richly bless you.